So this is going to be a full playthrough of my DES101 final project, The Golden Generation, which is a visual novel. It is set and created as a compilation of my favourite college memories, however also acts as a way to talk about certain mental health issues that are very prominent in today's society. So, as with any typical visual novel, you will have choices to make. My game, however, includes options based on dialogue and actions in general, such as locations or things to do in minigames, as will come up later. So, just for now, we're going to go to the library and do some homework. Ultimately, these dialogue options will not change the course of the entire story. However, these do give different responses. So it is encouraged to replay the game again and again to find all these routes and all these dialogue options. Sometimes the music will just cut out like that, so it creates suspense. So all these events are based on real events that happened over the last 2 years when I was enrolled in college. Um, some events have been adapted. The premise is really simple. Basically, just live out the 3 days that are included in this game, finding dialogue options, completing mini games, and just being invested in the story, basically. Hmm. Oh, I remember doing that. All the events in this game are based off real events. So if I have a reaction, it's because I'm just remembering it. And also, depending on what choices you make, later on they will lead to different dialogue options. So, because at the start of the game we decided to go to the library and finish the homework, it created a variable which basically stored whether the homework was finished or not. And this is a unique dialogue option since we did that. see some video game franchise names have been changed as well. Um, so if you can tell what they are, then that's quite impressive. But they're based off really popular game franchises still. So Dominion Soul, just there, was based off of Kingdom Hearts, and there's a few more if you pick different dialogue options.
Sanctuary has always been trapped amid the eternal conflict. A war between angels and demons. But Lilith serves neither side.
I'm not gonna play the full trailer just for time purposes, but that was the Diablo 4 release trailer. And in the background now, the piano piece you're listening to is a piece that I created, which is based off of one of my favorite songs from Final Fantasy 16. In the final version, there will be a happy version and a sad version. So at the moment, this is the happy version playing. And here it's going a bit more in depth about the mental health issues, um, which I would like to cover and I would like to make known to players as to why people feel certain things, what can they do to mitigate that, what can they do to combat it. And that's why I wanted to include my own experiences as part of that because of the issues that I suffer myself with ADHD, which leads to so many unique situations, whether they're good or bad. So, as I said before, the game takes place over 3 days. The first two are relatively similar. Different lessons, different mini games, but the structure itself is kind of the same. And I kind of wanted to include that as a way of signaling to the somewhat monotonous nature that students believe college to be. So this is quite similar to the start of the first day. Again, this dialogue option links to yesterday's decision whether or not to go to the library. There was another one when we were in the library about whether to walk or sprint. That would have given you a different dialogue option within the maths lesson. So the lessons and dialogue do play an important part, just not in terms of the actual story. Both our friends. During college, there were three subjects that I studied: maths, computing, and French. And I've made sure that my game includes all three of those in there, to give a full sense of what college life was like for me. And this is another mini game. Now, well, you have the choice to enter a mini game or move on, and it gives you a predetermined dialogue option. So, just for now, we're going to leave the mini game. So, if you were to say yes to go into the French mini game, you would have one attempt to get the sentence right. I try to include simpler French, just in case some people who are slightly younger than my target demographic play the game and then they're not able to understand it. So I tried to include simpler French just so that, should that be the case, anyone can understand it, anyone can play the game. The target demographic is ideally 16 plus, so students and above, just as this game was created purely to encapsulate the essence of college life and what it means to be in those adolescent years. Please excuse if there are a few grammar mistakes here and there. When doing the French, I was unable to get accents in as they would just show up as boxes. So I had to get as close to what I wanted to say as possible without using accents. Most of the facts that are in this game are true as well. So when it talks about how the main character used to be head boy of his school, that character is based off myself. So most of the mannerisms that he has are based off of myself, and the same goes for the other characters, which are based off of my friends in college at the time. So now there's going to be a series of choices based off of volleyball moves. So the three moves are receive, set, and spike. So there's going to be a couple mini games based on each of those moves individually. So the ball shows up there, and we have the choice whether to move or not move. I'm going to decide not to move. Now, all these drawings, the ball, the arms, all the characters, I did myself. Most of the backgrounds are taken from classrooms and areas around and within my own college. There you can see, didn't move, so the ball went wayward, couldn't receive it properly. Again, none of the decisions change anything about the story. They just give you different dialogue options and allows for added replayability. Now, overhand or underhand. I'm going to pick underhand. For the most part, most of these actions will give you funny responses because back in college, I was not the best at volleyball. So quite a lot of these actions really did happen to me. And this field is also taken around the area. So this was about 5-10 minutes away from the college. I tried to make this feel as close to home as possible. So after the first 2 days, which did follow a similar structure, this third day is more of just an ending. So as you're about to see, my character is going to deliver a speech, and then the game will end. And so that is the end of the game. Like I say, after those 2 days, the third day is more of just a speech, which gives what I believe to be the main moral of the story, which mainly emphasizes the importance of friendship and why you should always be there for those around you, because you never know how long they're actually going to be around for. Um, so yeah, so that is a full playthrough of my game for DES101 called the final, not final, the Golden Generation. Thank you very much for watching.